You know that moment, right? You're watching a game and an athlete does something that just looks impossible. We call it athleticism. But what does that word really mean? Well, today we're going to crack that code. We're breaking it all down into four key physical factors that separate the good athletes from the truly great ones. Let's get into it.
So, what is it? What's that secret sauce that makes the difference? Is it just some magic, untrainable talent? Or is it something we can actually define? Something we can measure and improve? Well, the answer really lies in four core physical skills that, when they all come together, create those jaw dropping moments we all live for.
So, here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at what it takes to dominate on the field or the court, that head to head stuff. Then, we'll switch gears and focus on the skills needed for just perfect execution. And finally, we'll pull it all together into a simple blueprint you can use to see any sport in a whole new way. All right, let's kick things off with the skills that are all about head to head competition. These are the tools an athlete uses to get a real physical advantage over their opponent, to create space and opportunities where it looks like there are none. We are talking about speed and agility. Now, this is a really, really important distinction. We tend to just throw speed and agility into the same bucket, but they're totally different skills. Think of it like this. Speed is the drag racer. It's all about pure, straight line power. Agility is the getaway car in a heist movie, constantly hitting the brakes, swerving, and accelerating in all sorts of different directions. So let's zoom in on speed. This is about one thing, getting from point A to point B as fast as humanly possible. Think of a sprinter just exploding down the track. In team sports, it's the ultimate weapon for creating separation. Let's see exactly how that plays out in field hockey. So check this out. This is how it works in a real game. For a midfielder on the wing, top-tier speed isn't just for show. It's a tactical nuke. By just pushing the ball into empty space and flat-out winning the foot race, they force the entire defense to react. That creates open passing lanes for a cross, and boom, a goal-scoring chance is created out of absolutely nothing. Speed literally manufactured that opportunity. Okay, now let's talk about speed's crafty cousin, agility. This is all about deception, reaction, and control. The keywords here are change direction and with control. It's the art of the juke, the cut, the weave. And you see this on display perfectly on the basketball court. For a point guard, agility is just about everything. When they're facing down a defender, a lightning-fast crossover or a sudden change of pace can leave that opponent completely frozen. And here's the brilliant part. Once they get past that one defender, it creates what's called an overload. Suddenly, the offense has more players than the defense in that area. Everyone's scrambling, and an easy bucket is almost guaranteed. Okay, so that's how you outplay an opponent. But what about those sports where the main competition is really you, where it's you against gravity, you against the limits of your own body? Well, that brings us to our next two factors, power and flexibility. These are the keys to precision and control. Power isn't just about pure strength. It's not just how much you can lift. It's about how fast you can generate that force. It's that beautiful combination of strength and speed that creates explosive movement. It's what lets a high jumper seem to float or a weightlifter snap a barbell overhead in a blink. And for a sport like trampolining, this explosive power is non-negotiable. In trampolining, height is everything. The more explosive power an athlete can generate with their legs, the higher they can launch themselves off that trampoline. So why does that matter? It's simple physics, really. More height equals more time in the air, and more time gives them a bigger window to pull off their complex skills perfectly. And believe me, that extra split second is the difference between a clean routine and a deduction. For a really tough move like a full twist to pike, that extra hang time lets the athlete finish the rotation, get their body into that tight pike position, and still have enough time to spot their landing and hit it with absolute control. That right there is power in action. And our final piece of this athletic puzzle is flexibility. Basically, your body's full range of motion. Now, yeah, it's super important for preventing injuries in almost every sport. But in some disciplines, flexibility is a direct line to a higher score. It's the foundation of both the beauty and the difficulty of a performance, especially in a sport like gymnastics. Just picture a gymnastics floor routine. Moves like a perfect split on the floor, a Y stand where a leg is held straight up next to their head, or these huge soaring straddle jumps. These aren't just hard to do. They're physically impossible without an incredible amount of flexibility. This quality literally unlocks the moves that the judges give the most points for. And here's the direct link to the scoreboard. This quote from an athlete really says it all. Elite flexibility does two things. First, it makes the whole performance more aesthetically pleasing. The lines are cleaner, the extensions are longer. It just looks better to the judges. And second, it allows the gymnast to access higher points because they can execute those difficult skills with more precision and control. It's a straight path to a better score.
So we've broken down this big idea of athleticism into 4 clear parts. Now let's put it all back together and build a simple blueprint for understanding what truly makes an athlete elite. This table right here, this is the whole thing in a nutshell. And the key takeaway is that in every single case, the physical skill is just the means to an end. Speed in field hockey, it creates scoring chances. Agility in basketball, it creates a tactical advantage. Power on the trampoline buys you more time. And flexibility in gymnastics unlocks higher scores. See, it's not just about what the body can do, it's about what that ability lets the athlete achieve. So the athlete's secret code, turns out it isn't so secret after all. Elite athleticism isn't some kind of magic. It's a combination of these 4 fundamental building blocks: speed, agility, power, and flexibility. And by understanding them, we can all watch the sports we love with a much deeper appreciation for what's really happening. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. The next time you're watching your favorite sport, ask yourself, which one of these 4 factors is the real unsung hero? Is it the pure speed nobody can catch, the sneaky agility that breaks ankles, the explosive power that changes the game in an instant, or the hidden flexibility that allows for that perfect form? The answer might just surprise you.